The 2026 NEBA season is brought to you by Storm, Roto Grip, and 900 Global Bowling. We'd like to thank our tournament sponsors for the 2026 season: Tony and Suzanne Reynaud, Ace Mitchell Bowlers Mart, Better Bowling Concepts, Buddy's Pro Shop, Cambridge Credit Counseling, Logo Infusion, Turbo Grips, Tech Vision, Yankee Lanes Keene, Yankee Lanes Manchester, Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Callahan's Bowlorama, Many Styles of Bowling, Bloomfield Electric, Dexter, KR Strikeforce, Grogmonster Sports, East Coast Sports Investors, Ideal Bowling Concepts, DJBT, Island Bowling Supply, Leah Cars, Jopo Grips, Northeast Megabucks, Walnut Hill, Robert Toth, TournamentSense.com, Major Bowling, and The House Bowling. Thank you for tuning in. Now remember to like and share and enjoy the show.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2026 Grogmonster Sports Trios presented by Tony and Suzanne Reynaud. We are in our first event of the season. And not only is it the first event of the season, it is the first event for the Vincent Hall Memorial Classic. A little $10,000 bonus prize for our competitors throughout the season that they will earn their place in the Vincent Hall Memorial Classic through several events that'll be marked as that. And then if bowlers get that towards the end of the year, they'll be able to get themselves in for the Vincent Hall Memorial Classic, get themselves a chance, a little bit of money towards the end of the season. Big shout out to Bruce Hall and all the Hall family for putting up that $10,000 towards the Vincent Hall Memorial Classic. That's fantastic. Now, today we have in front of us the round of 8. Typically, we would be starting in the semifinals, but we got set up just a little sooner today, so we'll be able to get you into the round of 8. And the people you're looking at right in front of you, the band of Silva, Transu, and Bob Lucio Jr. They absolutely crushed their qualifying today. And they even got a little bit of a bye, so they're hopping in on the backside of things as their competitors have already warmed up. And DiMuccio and those guys, they went 27.82, so a firm plus 382 coming into their match play score, their match play score going into the finals. So that's how they earned their bye today. Big shout out to our presenters, the sponsor money that was added by Tony and Suzanne Reynaud, $1,000 at today's event. We are here at East Providence Lanes. If you didn't catch the masking units on the backside of things, and we're about only 4 frames into this round of 8, so nothing too crazy to go off of just yet. This is our 1055th event. All very, very excited. We had quite the house, packed house today. We had almost 2 sold-out spots. I think we had 35 teams, if I remember right, the first squad, and then just shy of that coming into the second squad. So a big set of trios for us today. Thank everybody for coming out, supporting NEBA. If you are interested, the Vincent Hall Memorial Classic is a qualifier, and the top 2 teams are going to be the ones sealing their spot for the first eliminator round, which is going to be a little later this year. We'll start working to that a little later. This pattern that we are bowling on today is the 2021 SYC Kansas Medium pattern. We have got it on 42 feet, just shy of 4.5 to 1. So roughly around 4 to 1 there. And boy, was it scoreable right out of the gate. I mean, we've seen strikes all over today. They got a little tricky there early on or later on in some of these blocks. Sometimes your ball would hook, sometimes you get it up the lane just a little bit and it would never see it. So shout out to all these folks that made the finals. It was not easy despite what the scoring pace said. Just to switch you guys over here real quick and be able to take a look at who our qualifying leaders were. For the 1230 squad, we got the trio of Mike Martell, Josh Roca, and Christopher Vitri at plus 397. Absolutely putting on a heater. While your 9 a.m. folks, you're looking at right there, that's going to be Zach Gentile, Dave Hanlowich, and John Farrar. Plus 430. So your overall leaders there, absolutely giving them the business. Just to kind of show you guys real quick, we'll hop back over here and you'll be able to take a look at this pattern as well. Just a little bit more into that 2021 SYC pattern we had there for you guys. So let's get back in here to the bowling. And if you guys could not make it to the first NEBA, I think you missed out. Everybody was having a wonderful time today. Even the guys who weren't bowling so well, I think we're all just happy to get back in the action a little bit. So that match you're looking at right in front of us is Joey Transu, Jamie Silva, Bob DiMuccio Jr., taking on the likes of Kyle Wilkes, Tyler Hearn, and Mr. Army. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a rundown, we have Tyler here stepping up on the left lane on lane 7. He's he's on a double. He's working to put 3 together, headed into the 4th frame. Oh, a little bit of a balk there. Not saying he heard me talk, but my man can't handle it when I talk behind him again, I promise. That's why he's in the finals and I'm not. And then let's see here. Over on lanes 9 and 10. You kind of catch over in the corner. You got Brandon Balone, intercollegiate singles champion. If you didn't know, Brandon's a fantastic younger bowler, not youth bowler anymore. And right there, you get a live look at what we got to witness all day with Brandon there. Just absolutely doing the right thing pretty much the entire day. So yeah, we have Brandon Balone, Aaron Major, and Nathan DeMello. These are our returning champions, so they get to bowl with each other one more time. They did win this event last year. And they are taking on the 1230 squad leaders of Josh Roca, Mr. Vitri, and Mike Martell. So quite the tall task between both of them. Just kind of taking a peek over at the scores real quick. It looks like the Major, Malone, and DeMello team has the slight edge as we're headed to the first part of this game. We'll get some quick math here going here in just a little bit. And then if you're able to see down on 5 and 6, it's probably just right inside our view. We're about to see a shot from Nick Perrone. Nick Perrone is qualified. He's our 3rd high qualifier. The team of Nick Perrone, Tom Coco, and Clay Adams making an appearance with us. And they're going to be putting up against Chris Forey, Mr. Tolbert, and Dave Kipperman, trying to get these folks back out in here into bowling a little bit. If you didn't know, Dave took a little bit of time off. Dave very active in NEBA, as well as Chris Forey, and we just saw a monster hit there. So the scoring pace itself was actually fairly high throughout the day. I know as we were watching around, it was very easy to find somebody that had, pretty much the front 8, front 9, just about every game, especially through the 9 a.m. Things got a little bit trickier as they headed into the 12:30 p.m. And the reason for that being is they forced you far enough left. There was a lot of friction that was built up right, but you couldn't send it there early, and then you kind of had to play the puddle up the lane just a little bit differently than on some pairs. I mean, pair to pair was so different here. You get one up the lane one time, and it would smack the 3-pin dead in the face, so missing the head pin. And then you have it get up the lane a little bit one time and hold just perfect, beautiful flush. And then, like I said, if you got one just a little far right, they tended to hook a little early and kind of cause you some trouble. So, yeah, there's definitely a potential for a lot of scores. Shout out to the guys that figured it out. Because, like I said, despite the scores being a little higher, it was definitely difficult to get your ball, not only to get to the 1-3, but to continue striking. I think that was a big issue for some of the folks that didn't make it, was just to continue striking even if you got it to the 1-3. And then it looks like down here on 3 and 4, I know we can't quite see them. They're just outside of the frame there. We have these tournament leaders going into today. They had Dave Hanlowich, Zach Gentile, Mr. Ferraro. And we also have Frank Fuller, Pete Fox, and Stone Bouchard is who they're taking on. And I got a little bit of a disco ball sitting in front of me, but these matches on 3 and 4 look fairly tight. And we're going to do a little bit more of advanced calling as we get into the semifinals. We see Chris Forey here on lane 6. throwing some urethane, slapping one out there, giving him the business for the front 5 for Chris Forey. Looks like he's throwing that Black Hammer 78U there. And didn't see a ton of people throwing urethane today, at least on the right side. Forey was probably one of the only that I spotted. But I'm sure there was a couple more out there. And, I think we're going to see a little bit more of that tomorrow. Just some patterns about 2 feet shorter for tomorrow. And if you didn't know, we are going to be back here tomorrow for the doubles event, the East Coast Sports Investors doubles event presented by Broomfield Electric. So once we get back in here tomorrow, I think we're going to see a little bit more urethane just because the pattern's a little bit flatter. And we also have just a little shorter, a little more friction to work with. So I think we're going to see some people be a little bit further right. You see Clay Adams. Clay Adams, very much the typical down-and-in player there. And very interesting how he was able to manage this. I think a lot of the guys that were able to do that were the ones that bowled well. I mean, I didn't see a ton of people swinging the lane a ton, creating a lot of shape. It was very much kind of riding that oil line and managing the oil line and the friction just to the right of it. See Mr. Kipperman there, leave that 8-pin. Jamie Silvo converting a little 4-pin action for him. And we actually, I think we just got a sneak peek of Nathan DeMello putting 10 back there. Nathan is on the front 6. If I didn't already tell you, Nathan is teamed up with Aaron Major, Brandon Vallone, and they are your reigning champions. So they are getting to bowl with each other again. I'm sure they would like to run that back. Josh Brook there with a little 7-pin action. Josh was throwing that ball the entire day. I got to watch him a little bit. And what he's throwing there is the Origin EX. Not my favorite looking ball, but seems to me like he's got something working with it. Tyler Hearn here on lane 8. Absolutely running the 8-pin over. And Tyler, throughout pretty much throughout the entire day that I got to witness him, was throwing, that's the Black Widow Dynasty, 3.0 Dynasty. So nothing too super aggressive as far as cover-wise. Not quite like a Zero Mercy, but just a hair step down from that. And that ball is blending the lane out well pretty much all day for him. Another shot from Nick Perrone here. I believe Nick Perrone, if I'm not mistaken, was part of Junior Team USA quite a few years ago. And rightfully so. Nick absolutely does the right thing. And speaking of righties throwing purple hammers, he is in the middle of the lane, at least a 4-pin there. So, Tony, to kind of answer your question there was actually a lot of really strong balls being thrown in the lane, and for the similar reason, because the stronger the ball was, it was burning up. When it did see the friction, those stronger sanded balls, and they were able to kind of blend the friction out a little bit so they weren't, seeing it and being a little too sharp off of it. And then if you use shiny stuff, especially early on, it's very difficult to keep the puddle in play. So if you were using weaker equipment, I mean, you really had to be careful with getting into the puddle. Urethane was a little bit of a play, but yeah, the weak reactive is not so much seen today. I know I personally stayed in a lot of the stronger balls, seen a lot of other guys also staying in some stronger equipment. Once again, even though there was friction there, man, if you got into that puddle, it would eat you alive. So let's see if Nick Perrone covers that spare nicely. Aaron Major left a big 4 there. Aaron is their anchor bowler on lanes 9 and 10, defending champs. Leaves a little bit of an opening, and they do need it. Unfortunately, Mr. Roca looks like he has quite a few opens. Hasn't quite even connected for a strike here there yet. So definitely needs to get something going here, help his teammates out a little bit. Dietrich is on, let's go spare, 3-bagger. It was spare again, and then just ended up there with a split on lane 9. He's got that 2-8-10. Seen plenty of those today. There we go. Come on. That was a 10-bag shot right there. And if you guys haven't done it already, please like and share the stream. We want to get a chance for everybody to take a look at all this NEBA action going on. These are the most talented bowlers in the Northeast by far. You got to be able to watch them and see what they're doing. We're heading to the 7th and 8th frames on most of these. It looks like the pairs in front of us are about the 6th frame. Actually, just about everybody's in the 6th frame. The other guys are on 3 and 4 there, are pushing into their 7th and 8th frames. A little high behind us. The guys on 3 and 4, once again, we have Frank Fuller, Pete Fox, and Stone Bouchard taking on the tournament leaders, qualifying leaders, Dave Handlers, and John Ferraro. Like I said, once we get into the semifinals, we'll get into a little bit more into score checking and really kind of diving in and let you guys know who's going to be beating who needs what. Kyle Wilkes there just ended up with a 210 off of, he had the front 5 there. So the scores are a little bit different to see. But yeah, I mean, Kyle, quite the powerhouse. So it's interesting to see his ball kind of wiggle. And we did get the cross together earlier today, and he managed to pair as well. Their whole team really did. They really kind of put things together, and that's got them into the finals today. So congrats to them so far. You see Jamie Silva converting that easy 10-pin. Jamie's just kind of grinding away there. A couple strikes, couple spares. Not quite the scoring pace, with the exception of Nathan DeMello. Nathan's working on the front 6, stepped up to the 7th there, and absolutely flushed one. Nathan DeMello, a fantastic youth talent around here. He's got the front 7. Brandon Malone is on a 4-bagger following him up. So their team is really putting in some work. Aaron Major's got a couple opens that are kind of evening things out. But just strictly by score, they've got them by quite a bit. It looks like they're keeping running totals here. It's probably about 60 pins or so. Like I said, we are just approaching the back half of the game here in the round of 8. There you go, Rich. Share read it all day. Absolutely. Now we see Dave Kipperman taking some action there, getting himself a hit. Finally, definitely needed one. Helped the team out there. Chris Forey did break his front 5 streak up. He had a 7 spare in there. And just look at the scores there. It looks like they're only ahead by about a mark, maybe 20 pins there going into the 6th frame, or coming out of the 6th frame for lanes 5 and 6 there. That is take a look again. It looks like that's Chris Forey, the team of Chris Forey, Dave Kipperman, Mr. Tolbert versus Tom Coco Beware, Clay Adams, and Nick Barone. So they got it by just a little bit.
We're getting some moves started. Good luck. It looks good. It looks legit.
Thanks. See you guys tomorrow. See you. Apologies. That's the teammates. That was my trios team coming up and saying their goodbyes. We had a lot of fun today. Not quite the scores that we needed to be. Not like Tyler Hearn there, who's snapping the 10 out of it. Once again, Tyler had a fantastic look all day with that Dynasty. And then I know between that and then he had some Zero Mercy Pro action in there that we were a big fan of watching a little bit there. So if he gets himself a little further into the finals, I'm sure we'll see that ball coming out. And oh my goodness, boy, does he pack an absolute hit. My apologies, everybody. I was just looking through some stats here. Isaiah Tolbert. Man, absolute monster there. He had crushed him when I seen that shot. Yeah, Jared there coming up just a little bit high. Jared's got a lot of axis rotation, which I found very interesting that he was able to keep things into play, especially in the puddle. If you're aware, a lot of axis rotation is going to make these balls scoot through the front part of the lane and really delay their reaction until they see a little bit more defined friction. And so it's very interesting to see him manage that. He was throwing a Zero Mercy solid today. So, and who is winning on that first pair right now? As I'm looking, it looks like the first pair is. Let's see, lane 3. I believe Hanlowich, Gentile, and Ferraro, I believe, are leading by about 30. With looks like Dave is stepping up. Dave is on a 4-bagger right now. Dave's actually commanding quite the game going. He's stepping up in the 9th frame, going to deliver for a 5-bagger, and he absolutely does. We like seeing Dave Hanlowich and those crew up here. Joey Transu on lane 7. I don't think anybody needs to tell you how good that guy is. If you didn't catch it, on lanes 3 and 4, Gentile, Handlewich, and Ferraro, they were our overall tournament qualifying leaders today. Absolutely crushing it. I remember I talked to Dave right after we all finished up, asked him where he got to, and they were like, we probably snuck in a little bit. And then turned out they led the squad, which, if you've seen the scoring pace, is anybody's guess. Chris Forey converting a 10-pin there on lane 6 to round out the entire 7th frame. Looks like him and his team are ahead by 5 sticks over Perone's team. Perone, Coco, and our friend Clay Adams. Just picking it up into the 7th frame here. The lane 7 and 8, Transu, the team of Transu, DiMuccio, and Silva versus Kyle Wilkes, Tyler Hearn, and Jared Armkeen. I apologize. Try not to butcher anybody's name, but here we are. To be fair, I'm reading it in cursive. Joey full frame here. Just outside of it. That's a tough one. And it looks like their team is down by about 40 pins or so to the team of Wilkes, Hearn, and Amhine? You know what? I got to go check. What's your last name?
How do I what?
How do I say your last name?
Amrine.
Amrine. Okay, perfect. No. You're fine. No worries at all. Hey, you're in the finals, buddy. Can't be doing that bad today. Just seen Aaron Major over there on lanes 9 and 10, defending champions, connecting for a double to push their lead to about 80 pins or so. Just a little more than 80 pins there, actually. And actually, we have Nathan DeMello, front 8 on that lane. If it comes down to it, I am going to pull a camera aside and get you guys a live look at that 300. We're not going to try to jinx it too much, though. Nick Perone throwing the pins around, needing every pin between that. That's probably our closest match between the bunch there. It was only by about half a dozen sticks there between the two. Kyle Wilkes cleaning up a 10-pin, maintaining their lead. Kyle Wilkes won his first EVA championship last year, towards the beginning of the year. Absolute monster on the lanes. Nathan DeMello, front 9 on lane 9 and 10. See Tyler Hearn stepping up here. Tyler's on a double, looking to extend their lead. Little light mixer action there. Slap it out. That's right. We like it around here. See what kind of action we can get in going. Where's the trash talk? Nah, I'm just kidding. We all love each other. Brandon Malone absolutely putting it down over there. Brandon had a little string going. He had about a 5-bagger. Got broken up by a single pin there. And then hitting one error in the 9th. Man, is he good. Intercollegiate singles champion, by the way. As we see Chris Petrie picking up his 10-pin. And I know you didn't catch it on the camera, but flying it across the deck. Bob DiMuccio putting it together on lane 7, holding up the team to keep them within, looks like, about 40 pins. Big shot there for Bob. Heading back down to lanes 3 and 4. The Stone Bouchard, Pete Fox, and Frank Fuller up against Handlewich, the tournament leaders, Gentile and Ferraro. We got Handlewich pulling up. He's got 5-bagger right now, looking to put a 6th one away. And really, it looks like they have a commanding lead, despite Pete Fox's team. Looks like they're leading off with a 250 there. So that was that's a tough one when you pull a high scoring. That's these things about these trios matches. You could have 1 or 2 guys on, but if your other one isn't 2, then it becomes pretty tough to win. Dave Kipperman steps up there. Like I said, lane 5 and 6. It looks to be our tightest scoring match of the bunch so far. Only about a separation of 20 tens right there. Actually, about 10, just because we stepped up in the 9th and had 10 more there. So about 10 sticks separating those two teams. And a lot of marks on the board. Jared, once again, Jared getting a little behind the head pin there. And that was like I was talking about, that higher axis rotation. Sometimes it helps the ball just scoot right through. He made it manage well, but, these lanes can definitely be tricky on you. Nathan DeMello stepping up on lane 10. Front 9 right now, working on the 10th. And does it? Big shot right there for Nathan DeMello. They are in a commanding lead. It's an absolute blowout over there. About 120 sticks difference. And when a guy's on pace for 300, that will help your score for your team. Imagine that. Joshua is just doing his part, cleaning up his frames. Like I said, we are. If Mr. DeMello does hit the 11th one, I'm going to take the camera down there for you guys to be able to see. See if we can get that 300 shot right on camera. If you guys didn't know, feel free to tune in either later this week, the beginning of next week. We are going to be doing a live interview of our champions, assuming we can get a couple of them on board, especially the trios might be a little tough. It'll be a live interview later in the week. We talk a little bit about these matches so we can kind of watch them and see how they go. Good fill there by Isaiah. Needed fill for their team. And that gets very, very good. Let's see Mr. Wilkes. Kyle Wilkes not getting the rolls too. There was a couple of them out there today. But still doing it for his partners there. Did work on the front 5. Ended up opening with a split. All right, looks like we have Mr. DeMello. We're going to go ahead and get our other camera on set. See if we can get you guys down here. Follow along. Let's see if we can catch Nathan DeMello shoot 300 on the live stream. Hi, Chris. I'm so sorry. Nathan DeMello, front 11. 2026 Grogmonster Sports Trios. Finish it off. Oh, absolute log. Fun stuff there. Congrats to Nathan. So there we have it, folks. Nathan DeMello, 300 with an absolute messenger there to finish it off. And I'm pretty sure their team has just about wrapped it up. It's all semantics at this point, or all the formality at this point in order to kind of get those guys going. So congratulations to them. Moving on past, I know we're pre-calling it here, but moving on past the team of Josh Roca, Chris Petrie, and Michael Martell, a very talented team. They were your second seed moving today. Tyler Hearn stepping up. Once again, mixing them up. Bob DiMuccio. Blue doing a lot of heavy lifting for his team. Purple Hammer, pretty much right up the boards there. Getting it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we had an absolute blowout on lanes 3 and 4. The team of Handlewich, Gentile, and Ferraro putting the work in on Frank Fuller, Pete Fox, and Stone Bouchard. So they will move on. Your number 1 seed stays alive. Coming up from the New York area as well. It's hard to get those guys up here, but when they do, they seem to bowl pretty well. Joey Transu looking to put one in here. And right there is exactly why this pattern is tough, because it was very easy for it to get behind the head pin, and then if you soften up a little bit or you make one slight adjustment, some pairs it'll do it, or some lanes will do it, where you'll be able to make that adjustment work. Other ones will jump right through the face. Yeah, sorry, man.
It's a speed pattern.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it'd be very touchy, kind of depending on what part of the lane you were. It's ball today. All right, we are stepping into the 10th frame on lanes 5 and 6. Clay Adams just left an open there. That is a costly mistake, as Dave Kipperman is working on a 4-bagger, and they were both the leadoff bowler. So we have Clay Adams open there for 213. Meanwhile, Kipperman is putting up the second shot of his 10th. That is going to put Kipperman into the 2 teens as well. A huge bail game, because he did have a couple opens there, so really just kind of bailing himself back out to really just match what Clay Adams did. So once again, pretty big costly open there for that team, especially as tight as that match is. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like and share the stream. I want to make sure plenty of people get their eyes on all the New England talent, especially once we get into the semifinals here. Pretty solid shot there by Nick, trying to keep his team within reach. That was his first shot to hit there. And really, he is pacing right along with their 2 bowler, Isaiah. Looks like, if I had to guess, it's more or less going to come down to who's going to put it in 10th here between Nick. If Nick puts up, a full frame here, let's say Isaiah puts up a double, that's going to make the thing a lot tighter as we get into the 10th frame between Chris Forey and Thomas Coco. Forey is on an open 202. Where do I have that back there? Yeah, no, Forey's on an open 202 in the 9th. So he can punch out for 232. Isaiah can punch out right here for 216, which would edge out what Nick Crone can punch out for at this point. So if Nick fills it here, Nick can punch out now for, so throwing a strike to the 10th for 214. So Isaiah, once again, another young talent that we're just starting to get a note of here. I think it's one of his first Nevas, if not his first. Throws a monster ball. Very needed strike to kind of release from the pressure. The anchor bowler, Tom Coco, for the other team, is on a 4-bagger going into the 10th. Just to kind of set the tone here, everybody evened out. The score is 6-13 to 6-11. Chris Forey's team's up by 2 pins. But once again, Tom Coco is on a 4-bagger, and Forey is on an open. So what Isaiah does here is massive. Nick Crone pretty much just cruising along, it looks like, all day, just hitting the pocket here. So I can see 9 or better pretty easy from him. Nothing but net there. DiMuccio stepping up, still doing that heavy lifting. He's on a triple and gets that 7-pin to fall. Puts himself into a 4-bagger, helping that team out. He does need to put a little bit of work together just because Tyler Hearn, his opponent, right across from him on a 5-bagger, both striking at will, pretty much evening each other out. So at the end of the day, it kind of comes up to the weaker bowler. Looks like we have some opens there from the first 2 players on the team of Transu, DiMuccio, and Silva. As Joey packs 10 there. Once again, I don't think anybody needs to speak how talented that man is. I feel like he runs us over all the time. Just outside of the Player of the Year race last year. And I don't think there's a single person in the building that wouldn't hold his bowling to high regard. So. It's a pretty solid shot by Jared Ayers for rounding things down. If you guys didn't already check it out, this live stream is powered by the House Bowling. The House offers you a discount code of the House Bowling, offer the discount code of NEBA on the House Bowling site. You'll be able to get some money off your merch there. If you're interested, head over to thehousebowling.com and shout out to Packy if you see him. All right, back over to lanes 5 and 6. Isaiah went double 9 to get to 215, edging out Perone by 1 pin. There is a 3-pin difference with Tom Coco being on a 4-bagger, Chris Forey on an open. Tom puts the first one here. That is all but going to seal the deal since Tom is on a 4-bagger. Chris Forey can punch out for 32. While Coco puts 3 in the 10th here to be in the 250s. So Tom Coco shot here throwing the IQ 78U. And wow, that one bit up pretty quick on him, leaving the 247, rewriting what could be the end of this match. Now, quick math here. Looks like Tom Coco can go out for 231. If Chris Forey strikes, they are still alive. But Chris needs this hit. Ladies and gentlemen, if he hits this first one, you're going to hear it from him, I promise. And fantastic hit. But Chris knows it's not just the first one that he needs. If Tom Coco fills this frame, then Forey will need the second one. Ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't a championship match, I'd be over here biting my nails for this one. This is a big field frame here for Tom Coco. Out of the way there. And Tom missed the 247 to leave an open frame and go 219. That puts his team's total at 646. Chris Forey's team is currently at 642. Chris needs 5 pins. 5 pins to move on to the semifinals. And let's just say he's pretty good at hitting the head pin when he needs it. Just needs a couple pins here. Almost like a formality again. Pretty good. Good enough. A little high through the face. But it doesn't matter. Fantastic work there. That was a tight match. Once again, opponents across from each other. 2-pin difference. 1-pin difference. And at this point, depending on what Forey gets here, almost even. So what a fantastic match there. And as we travel back over to the match in front of us on lanes 7 and 8, there is about a 60-pin difference there. So that's all about wrapped up for them, too. Looks like, avoiding any disasters, it looks like the team of Wilkes, Hearn, and Army are going to move on. Fantastic shot there. See Jamie Silva just wrapping things up there. That's about as good as the look got sometimes today. It's just chucking a plastic ball down there. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting into our semifinal match here in just a moment. As we get things wrapped up. Once again, we'd like to thank all of the sponsors for 2026, especially our main NEBA sponsors of Storm, Rotogrip, and 900 Global. Not to forget Grogmonster Sports, our title sponsor, as well as Tony and Suzanne Reynaud for the little extra fun there. $1,000 added to this. Tomorrow, we are going to be right back here, if you didn't already know, for the East Coast Sports Investors Doubles, presented by Bloomfield Electric. Another $1,000 added in there. On a little flatter pattern, a little shorter pattern tomorrow. Should make some things pretty interesting. But I tell you what, if you're not somebody who bowls tournaments all the time, it's going to be a crazy weekend for the guys who bowl trios, especially if they bowl multiple squads, and then follow up with doubles tomorrow. And then you got to drive home in the snow. Yeah, once again, ladies and gentlemen, like and share the stream. Want to make sure everybody has a chance to see some of New England's best talent, especially as we get into the semifinal and then championship matches. You're going to see the best of the best that we have. And just to play this out, we're going to have Gentile, Hanlowich, and Ferraro moving on to take Wilkes, Hearn, and Amrine. I think you already told me once. I am terrible at butchering names, I tell you. Bob DiMuccio just cleaning it up there. Formality for him, too. Fantastic bowling by Bob, for sure, on quite a difficult pattern. But sometimes you just get ran over by the folks across from you, especially when one of them's keeping up with just as many strikes, just like Tyler Hearn is here. Tyler is on a 7-bagger, looking just to put an 8th one in there for fun. Yeah, why not? Why not? And that's going to put their team into 685. Huge shot there.
Yep, that's my blood.
If you guys are interested in bowling some NEBA events or want to know a little bit more about what type of tournaments we run, go to bowlneba.com. Check out the tournaments tab. They have a full season schedule lined up ahead for you guys. Please go over there and take a look at that. More of our sponsors today. Like I said, we had Grogmonster Sports, our main title sponsor, Tony and Suzanne Reynaud. If you didn't notice, there's plenty of I Am Bowling jerseys that are on out there. Feel free to go over to I Am Bowling and use code NEBA. Or use code NEBA for 25% off. You need team jerseys? I Am Bowling is the way. They said we're going to go ahead and get these guys moving on over to, looks like lanes 5, 6, and 7. So right back in front of us. See if we can get this camera turned up just to face those lanes a little bit better.
Doesn't have a finger anymore. Jared doesn't have a finger anymore. I have one.
And you heard it here live. Holy.
I know it's not live anymore.
Yes, it is.
Well, that just happened.
Hey, we need a little live color commentary. Why not? That was as colorful as it gets. So they're trying to get some folks in there. Why don't we go ahead and take a listen? They're going to go ahead and do 2 balls each lane. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get us a fun little video to watch of our sponsors for the season.
For tuning in and watching this NEBA live stream, one of my favorite tournament organizations. If you're looking for some of the best bowling merchandise on the internet, check us out at thehousebowling.com. T-shirts, hats, polos, hoodies, and much more on our website. We can also get you equipped for your next tournament with all of the newest releases from all your favorite brands, as well as some huge deals in our closeout section. We've got a special deal for you guys out there using promo code NEBA at checkout for 15% off. That's NEBA for 15% off merch only on thehousebowling.com.
What is it about bowling that captivates us so much? Mastery of the game is impossible, but perfection is just within reach. It is beautiful, frustrating, and at times humbling and gratifying. Bowling beckons us to keep trying and forces us to accept the infinite variables out of our control. Success seems to lie 60 feet ahead, but the real battle takes place 6 inches between your ears. So if no matter how many times you fail, you would still do anything, and I mean anything, just to get 1% better. We know exactly how you feel.
Everyone at home thought it was amazing. So I think that was like really awesome.
All right. So we got these guys catching on to our semifinal match. We have the team of Dave Hanlowitz, Zach Gentile, and John Ferraro versus Kyle Wilkes, Tyler Hearn, and Mr. Amreen. He's going to hate me. And then on lane 7 and 8, Kipperman, Forey, and Tolbert versus Brandon Malone, Aaron Major, and Nathan DeMello, your returning champions. Now, if you didn't already know, trios and doubles alike have certain rules behind who you can partner up with, champions, non-champions, that type of thing. But when you win with the team, you get to come back and defend the title as many times as you like, assuming as you keep winning. Quite the match we're going to have here. Very exciting stuff. A lot of talent sitting in front of you guys today.
Yes, you too.
These guys are just taking their practice frames right now. They're going to get 2 balls in each lane. Feel free, in the meantime, to go ahead and like and share the stream. We want to make sure we get, once again, all the New England talent in front of the eyes of the public like we can. We got to be able to celebrate these guys. I've been in the bowling business quite a bit. I've seen a lot of different regions of play, and let me tell you, New England brings it. Like I said, right now you're looking at Brandon Malone, intercollegiate singles champion. You're looking at Aaron Major, your East Region Player of the Year for regionals. The accolades run so deep that I probably couldn't even name them all.
That's why I texted you that day, because I was like, where are the people that work here? Like, are they working? Because I'm going. I'm like,
Sorry, folks, getting back in here. We had some issues with the website, so we were trying to get some things sorted out there so we can be able to spout off some extra stats. I'll have those over to us here in just a little bit. We have every single team here, with the exception of the defending champions, has at least one non-champion on their team today. That is a nice thing about the doubles and trios. You're guaranteed to get a new champion, with the exception of if you have your defenders come back, which we always like. Some people like it, some people don't, but hey, who doesn't want a chance to give somebody their first title, right? We got lane 8 here. If you didn't know already, Chris Forey, their absolute veteran on their team. Isaiah is their new blood. They had Dave Kipperman to follow. We're actually just working on getting Dave back into bowling a little bit more. Shout out BuddySportsShop.com. I have to, just because they're wearing the logos. That's where everybody's getting their stuff drilled on that team. And your boy here is also part of that. And then to focus on the major side of things, as well as Strike Effects, you have a team of Aaron Major, Nathan DeMello, Brandon Malone, and Aaron Major, part of Major Bowling, another one of our new sponsors for the 2026 season. Fantastic that we keep getting guys like this. If you guys didn't already know, this is a relatively new business within the past year or so. So the fact that they're able to jump in and not only sponsor us, but they're absolutely crushing it on their end of things. So it's very cool to see new businesses in bowling. And we have John Ferraro. Looks like he's going to be resetting that, so he can go ahead and just get a couple of practice shots back in. We're almost wrapped up with this, so while you guys are waiting, feel free to, once again, like and share this stream. Maybe we'll start getting you guys some opportunities to win some free merch. Who doesn't like that? Sponsors give out plenty of merch to us. Maybe you're not going to see it. There is a little toddler kind of running around. No, they got him. They wrangled him. Kids are very into watching not only bowling, but watching people hook the ball, I find. They think it's jaw-dropping. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're getting ready to kick off our semifinal match. If you're at home, give these people a round of applause. Clap, 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 clap. Very exciting things here, folks. Be sure to not take your eyes off the screen. Who knows what's going to happen? Flying pins everywhere. Like I said, we are going to call these matches a little bit closer, score-wise, just since we have the 4 to deal with. I can only do so much math at once, especially when I have to talk to. You already heard I stumble over words. I just get so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're unfamiliar with NEBA or what ranking we would put NEBA in, we're a very similar level to what you would have at a regional level. We do have some more amateurs coming in because you don't have to be a member and it doesn't cost quite as much. But when it comes to the top talent at NEBA, very much on par with what you would see at a regional level, PBA regional level. So the guys that you're witnessing right in front of us, all extremely talented, and that's how you're guaranteed to know that we're going to have some folks coming in. So, thank you. All right, so what we're looking at here on lanes 5 and 6, you have your number 1 seed, Dave Hamlowich, Zach Gentile, and John Ferraro versus your number 10 seed. Number 12 seed in Kyle Wilkes, Tyler Hearn, and Mr. Amory. That's it. Got it that time. And you have your 11 seed in Kipperman, Forey, and Tolbert versus the 12 seed in Bologna, Major, DeMello. And they once again are your returning champions, ladies and gentlemen. If they win again, they just keep running it back. We do have some strikes starting out, but we also have a nasty little 7-10 sitting in front of you guys there. Dave takes care of his 1. And speaking of other Daves, we have a Dave on lane 5, Dave Hamlowich, taking care of his single pin, hopefully. And throwing it around on the deck, all that raw power. See hopefully a pretty good spare conversion here from Nathan DeMello. Like I said, Nathan, an extremely talented younger bowler out here. 3-6-10, not one of my favorite spares. Pretty easy to chop. Tyler Hearn stepping up on lane 6 to start out his finals match or semifinal match. Now he switched over to that Zero Mercy Pearl and gets him to fall. Like I said earlier, he put that ball in his hands right about the same time I did, and that's one of the best balls in the market, guaranteed. I feel like all the companies now are making some pretty good equipment. Zach Gentile, lots of power from that guy right there too. Probably about 450 RPM or so. $60 total teams today between the 2 squads. 60 teams, trios, 180 bowlers. Isaiah throwing it hard. Just absolutely mixing up the pins. Guy gets a lot of power on the ball. If you take a look over on lane 6, John Ferraro stepping up. It's a little behind the head pin, but gets a mixer. And boy, does that take care of that hit. Puts him up for a double to start his match. Once we get about halfway through, we'll start calculating scores a little bit closer. Aaron Major, on a troublemaker solid. Now, when it comes to pure speed and power, I feel like Aaron is almost second to none out here. When I tell you that his slow ball speeds are in the 18-mile-an-hour range, that might even be a little too high. Chris Forey stepping up here on lane 7. Chris, once again, one of the only righties that I had seen today throwing urethane. It looks like he's doing it with some success, too. Once again, gets a little behind it there, leaving a bucket. Not anybody's favorite spare. You see Dave Hanlowich on lane 6. The qualifying leader showing you exactly why they were. They know how to strike. And Dave is no exception to that. But Kyle Wilkes isn't either as he steps up on 5 and just plows him over. Kyle, extremely nice guy. I like to joke with Kyle a little bit and tell him how intimidating he is. Just because he generates so much power. There he is. There he is. Chris Forey over here covering up a bucket. Fantastic. Let's check back in on lane 6. Zach Gentile working off a single, looking to want to put together a double. Got the one here off the lane, and boy, did it sit pretty. Again, that is your number 1 seed leading to the qualifying today. Dave Kipperman putting 10 back of his own to come bounce back off of that 7-10. You hate to see it break like a 7-10. Man, does that just burn you? One of them could fall, right? Wilkes. Or I apologize, Tyler Hearn leaving the 310 there. I tell you what, there's some lanes, I guarantee you would have got it up the lane, it would have never even saw it. And there's Nathan Mello again. If you didn't see that, I wish I could have had it on an instant replay. But also, if you didn't catch it, Nathan threw 300 his last game. And if that ball motion right there didn't show you why, is going through the pins real nice. To be honest, I don't think he had that exact look earlier. He's definitely fishing around for some things, grinding away for his team, and they made it through. He looks like he's got it pretty locked in and figured out now. A little bit of a half 7 hit there, Isaiah. I also think that he might be throwing that Black Widow Dynasty 3.0. It does look like a purple ball. Check on that as it comes through. Okay, guys, if you didn't already, like and share the stream. Make sure these guys get the attention they deserve. As we see John Ferraro leave the 3-6-9. 10 pin absent. Doesn't make it that much easier, though. Brandon Valone with a strike there. Brandon also owner of a 300. So this particular team has had not one but 2 300s throughout the day today. Incredibly talented team. But when you got players of the year and intercollegiate singles champions on your team, it's kind of hard to beat. Crazy talent. Jared over there putting 10 back for himself. Isaiah cleaning up the 7-pin on lane 8. And we are moving, ladies and gentlemen. We got some bowling going on here. We have Kyle Wilkes is currently working on a double on lane 6 as he's about to step up. Aaron Major on a single currently. And no chance of the pin standing on that one. Puts together a nice double. Looks like him and his team, just through 2 frames, have a slight early lead. About 31 pins or so. Kyle Wilkes, 10 in the pit. Just to catch up on that team, it looks like things are about even on between the 1 seed and the 12 seed there on lanes 5 and 6. We're only through 3 frames, or about getting to the 3 frames. Corey steps up, gets a little mixer, throwing the fein, doing the thing. Why, yes, it is. The one and only. Another 300 we had in the building today, Jesse Cody. If you didn't already see it, you head over to our page. We had a video of Jesse Cody. We're actually going to have all the videos up here towards the end of the night, or very least earlier in the week. We love celebrating these guys. Such fantastic bowlers. As we see another one of our own, Dave Kipperman stepping up and just putting 10 back again. Much needed, too, after that open. So he went 7-10 and then bounced back with a double. exactly what you need to do in that type of situation. Jack Gentile leaving a little high on the head 4-pin. Help even things out over on that pair, which once again, they're pretty much neck and neck as we're going through. You see Nathan DeMello. Ooh, a little high. Getting some love there. You know, sometimes you have ones that almost look like they nosedive, but they still all go down pretty regularly. So it's kind of interesting to see those types of hits versus the late falling pins. But my guy can't stop striking. John Ferraro looking like he little light mixer 7-pin there. Like I said, it is pretty easy to get these balls to blow through the back of the pattern, especially later on in the day. It seemed like certain pairs you catch, sometimes you get a little up the lane, the hook's just fine. Other times you're missing the head pin. It was very confusing. Very speed-sensitive pattern today, for sure. He knew it out of his hands, ladies and gentlemen. When you throw it with that much power, sometimes you just know. Isaiah, young talent, scooped up by Chris Forey for his trios team. Isaiah does not have a NEVA title, so he wins today. He becomes a NEVA champion. You see Brandon Vallone, already a NEVA champion. Not quite getting the touch there on the 7-pin. Great ball in there, Tommy. There we go. We got a hit from Jared there. He is on the front 4 for his team. Help him put him on the back. As we did see, Zach Gentile did end up. It looks like he may have been the one. No, I apologize. That was Mr. Ferraro. I missed that one. Oh, fantastic. So just found out on my end that Jared, who has the front 4 there we just covered, this is his first NEVA event. So shout out to Jared for not only stepping up, but making his finals in the first NEVA, and then really just helping put the team on his back to try to get him through that number 1 seed. So we see Vallone, pretty much a textbook cleanup there. As Kyle Wills steps up on lane 5. That went just a little outside and leaves a 2-10. It's pretty easy to get it to come up behind the head pin here, and that's exactly what happens almost every time. Sometimes the 8-pin's involved. Chris Forey cleaning up a single pin. No doubter. As we see Zach Gentile stepping back up, helping pick up his team on lane 6. Pretty solid shot there. Just to get that light mixer, not quite to get the 7-pin fall over. If you guys didn't already know, this event was sponsored by Grogmonster Sports as well as Tony and Suzanne Reynaud. Tony and Sue. Tony is a legend in the game out here, by the way. And they dumped $1,000 extra into the prize fund for us today. Huge shout out to them. We are wrapping up the 4th frame, it looks like, on lanes 5 and 6. We are just about to start the 4th frame on lanes 7 and 8. Our finals will be contested on lanes 11 and 12. That is a fresh pair. So these teams will be coming off of some tracked lanes onto a fresh pair. As we see Aaron Major, your 2025 East Region Player of the Year for the PBA. He cleaned up a nice 7-pin there. Once again, just speaking on all the talent that we have here that comes out to NEVA. Oh, a little light mixer action there. Once again, the 7-pin not falling, this time for Tyler Hurd. And it looks like Gentile was unfortunately missing his single pin there. So may end up giving the edge a little bit closer to the Hearn folks, but it looks like they're working on some opens themselves. So that will all change if Jared steps up here. He's working on a 4-bagger right now. And this is the gentleman I was telling you, he's got quite a bit of axis rotation, but the fact that he's managing the lane so well with it is fantastic. Pretty textbook strike there. So first 5 for Jared, helping his team out. Looks like we have Kyle Wilkes there. He wasn't a triple, hit that 210 and just got a single pin. Lane 8, if you didn't witness it already, you've just seen Mr. Dave Kipperman. Dave hugely involved with NEVA. Nathan DeMello looking to clean up a bucket here. Let me tell you, I shot plenty of these today. Oh man, and that's sometimes the result. That's such a tough spare. take a little look here. Got Moraro stepping up, lane 5 and 10 back. Needed it to start putting some pressure back on their competitors against Wilkes, Hearn, and Amrine. He told me it, and I still missed it. Kyle Wolf stepping up. That was low lane. It still did the right thing, and that's what I was talking about. Sometimes you can get them up the lane just a little bit, and they sit high flush, and then you have other ones that will just absolutely wiggle and get behind it. So that's very, very nice shot there by Kyle. Brandon Malone. If you want to talk about somebody who gets a ton out of their game, if you watch Brandon live, he does not look like he wrenches on it by any means, but his ball has plenty of power. I think it really helped him earlier when he shot that 300. We were on burnt lanes, and he was crossing the track. I didn't see any of the lefties get the 7-pin out quite the way Brandon did, and that's where he shot his 300. And his soft touch through the front part of the lane was really ended up helping that. You can see Tyler Hearn on lane 6, stepping up, getting all in the fall of that Zero Mercy Pearl. Strong, big, asymmetric Pearl ball. If you guys haven't already done it, like and share the stream. Like I said earlier, I want to make sure all these talented NEBA bowlers get their time in front of the crowd. As Zach Gentile working to pick himself back up and help his team out, throwing a strike there off that open. Aaron Major throwing a troublemaker solid and running into a little bit of trouble himself there with that 7-pin. Once he finishes this frame out, we'll be able to give you guys a little better idea. But looks like on lane 5 and 6, we are through 5 frames. Everybody is on a strike on 5 and 6, and there is a separation of about 12 pins between the two, with Hearn, Wilkes, and Amrine being the leaders. And that halfway through, we've seen John there put a strike to get a double together, picking up his open frame. Chris Forey, give him the high, hard one, Haas. Fantastic shot there by Chris. As soon as Aaron fills this frame here, we're going to get a little better idea. It looks like the team of Aaron. So just to count the strikes here, this is pretty much an even match too. Now we got DeMello working on an open off that bucket, so that does challenge some things a little bit. While we have Dave Hanlowich putting 10 back as he heads into the back half of their game. Dave was on a 5-bagger now, so he went 9 spare, next 5. Dave, an incredible talent. I've bowled some doubles events with him myself before. The guy can turn it on. Oh my. And it looks like Nathan DeMello is starting to see some carry down there. His ball's really kind of getting behind it. 2 shots in a row where you would have seen something similar with that. Pretty much run the 8-pin over when he shot that 300. So pretty great shot there from Dave Kipperman. Southpaw, quite a few. We got a good mix of lefties and righties today. No surprise there. Zach Gentile. Oh my goodness, knocking the 9-pin silly. If there's anything we love in bowling, it's to see some pins fly around and get knocked down. Those messengers, man, that's why we live and bowl. Tyler Hearn stood up on that one a little bit. Got the 10 out, though. Didn't matter. Puts Tyler in with a double off of the spare. So Tyler's got a pretty solid game working there. A little split here and there. But as we connect back in with Jarrett Amrine, this is Jarrett's first NEBA once again. You've already heard me speak with him. He's got a lot of axis rotation on a pattern that is easy to get behind the head pin, so you'd think that potentially he'd run into that. Jarrett's on the front 6, going to the 7th on lane 6. Really putting the team on his back for this one. He's got to help combat Dave Henrich. So see Jarrett there, pretty solid shot. Oh, baby, rolling it out. Get a score fix there. That was for the front 7 to continue the pressure on the number 1 seed. And actually, it looks like we're going to be making sure we're getting on 9 and 10 today. There's some open play that they didn't want to get us in. So we won't be on the fresh. That is perfectly fine. I think the competitors would rather it be that way. Nobody likes to try to figure out a fresh pair after having already an idea of what the lanes are doing there. Unfortunately, we just seen John Crow open up with a 2-8-10. Lots of those seen today. As if I didn't already tell you, it was real easy to get behind the head pin here. Even when there was some free hook. I mean, there was some hook there to the right, but it was really easy if you got a little up the lane for it to also get behind the head pin, and that's what it does. At 2-8-10s every time. Maybe you're a little lucky to get one out, but as we see DeMello there covering that up, I'm sure he's going to be bringing it back to re-strategize the pair a little bit. Easy 2 there for John, just getting his fill. As we see Kyle Wilkes. Kyle Wilkes is stepping up on lane 6 as they head into, they're in the 7th frame currently. He's on a double, looking to put 3 in a row and help that boy out a little bit. My goodness, that guy throws a heck of a ball. Speaking of a heck of a ball, young man Isaiah Thomas also throwing the pins around. Boy, that guy's got a lot of power. He just needs to get that right lane managed, and boy, he'd be putting together a game. Oh no, Dave Hanlowich, 5-bagger, puts one through the face, 4-6-7. That is going to change that match around a little bit. And I know you guys can't necessarily see it on the live stream, but if you got to witness it in person, you would get to see how good Brandon Vallone just threw that shot. Off his hand, man, that was amazing. There was no doubt in my mind, outside of an asteroid hitting the building, that thing was going to strike. All righty, Chris Forey and their team. Chris is going to step up and put one in the 5th here, and then Aaron's going to follow him. That's going to wrap up the first half of their game. They're in the 5th. The other team's outpacing them. Just by sheer strikes alone, it seems like this one seems a little bit more evened out versus the other pair, which the team of Tyler Hearn, Zach Wills, and Jared Amrine are all on 3-baggers, with the exception of one being in the front 7. So we're gonna see Gentile wrap one up here. I'll be able to give you a score update. It was a little high there. Let's see, it's 454 with the guys all on the string to a solid 426. So they probably got them about by 90 or so, I'd have to say. Get you a little more precise total. But they are getting dominated, especially when you got Jared on the front 7 and the other guys are striking now. So that's tough. That's a tough one to beat. But doesn't look like John cares. He's up here throwing strikes. Thank you. Yep. Chris Forey with a clean 4-pin make there. Field frames are good frames, especially in this type of competition. Neither team here is striking at will on lanes 7 and 8. We have a couple doubles up there. It looks like, other than that, Kipperman, from the 7-10 that he left in the first frame, is on a 4-bagger. Now he's going into the 6th frame. There's only a 2-pin difference between these teams. They are dead heat with each other. This is why we watch bowling. Tight races to the end. As we see stepping up in the 8th frame, Jared, first time NEBA man, on the front 7, looking to keep his team cruising. A little wrap 10 action, but what a wonderful shot that was. Great run by him. Looking to just fill a frame now. Sometimes it's a little hard to fill a frame after running a big string. Get all that adrenaline rolling. Wow, a roll 2 there by Nathan. Just another case of, if you didn't see it, that ball just skating a little off, just a little behind the head pin. It's not quite slowing down like it was. A little bit of that could be urethane play that's out there, but it could just be the pair itself. I mean, pair here really got ahead of you. So. Let's see, the powerhouse and Isaiah Thomas. Oh no, Jared did end up missing that 10 pin. As we take a look back over here to Isaiah. Fantastic shot. Once again, not quite getting lane 8 dialed in. That's the only thing that's separating him from perfection. It's just getting all 10 to fall on lane 8. He's got a lot of ball speed. Ball roll, probably a little on the speed dominant side, but man, it's pretty close. And we see another shot from Brandon Malone here. Man, that is. If you're wondering why people win the intercollegiate singles championships, look at Brandon Malone. You'll understand why. That kid throws it nice. Kyle Wilkes stepping up on lane 5, getting the mixer to go for a 4-bagger, pushing his team further into the lead, helping pick up that little open error there from Jared. Man, he got the front 7. It's hard to say he had that much trouble scoring. So Zach Gentile trying to help his team out. Gets it long, but doesn't quite get it to send. That's going to hurt them as they are just now wrapping up the 8th frame on lanes 5 and 6. The team of Hearn, Wilkes, and Amrine looked to be up by a little bit with Hearn leaving a 10-pin there. He was on a triple, so he was trying to connect for a 4-bagger. Not quite there, but it seems that so far they are pacing to claim a victory. But can't count out the number 1 seed. Here's Forey jamming one in there, getting his hit on lane 8. If you were to look and put Forey's score up next to Isaiah, who's his other partner, they are both on opposite ends of trying to figure a lane out. Forey's got all strikes on lane 8, all spares on lane 7, and Isaiah's on the opposite. While Dave Kipperman is just on the strike train, trying to keep the defending champions at bay. And boy, is that kind of hard. They are still striking number 2. Strike here from Aaron. Fantastic shot. And this match is still 2 pins. 2-pin separation match halfway through. We are going into the 7th frame on lanes 7 and 8. As we see Jared trying to step back up and see if he can get back on the strike train here. That's a little wide. Oh, the double tap. Get that light mixer to get that 7 out of there. Fantastic shot. Really trying to push his team into the finals, get rid of the number 1 seed. But I'm telling you, the number 1 seed can't be slept on, especially in getting that 2-8-10 out of there. Does the 10 fall too? No, not quite. Nathan getting them all to fall that time. Oh, as we get a little half-10 hit there from Kyle Wilkes on lane 6. And Kyle had a 4-bagger, so he was trying to connect for 5 there. This is in the 9th frame for Kyle. As he works on a 9 spare. And really, unless the number 1 seed starts throwing some strikes, they are going to be behind the ball as far as coming into the 10th frame here. As we excuse the staff, we're getting some deadwood out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like and share the stream. If you support NEBA bowlers and you want to see these bowlers more often, you got to share it. You got to get more interest out there. Like I said, these guys are extremely talented. If this is the one time of the year or the one time during the month we get to showcase it for them, then by all means. Just a great shot there from Dave Kipperman. If you recall, Dave started this match with a pocket 7-10 and then has since rattled off a 6-bagger. So he is 6 strikes deep as he's going to end up heading into the 8th frame. And then it looks like we have Isaiah is going to be stepping back up onto what we assume is his favorite lane on lane 7. He has all strikes on that lane so far. And this is still an extremely tight match. As we see Kyle Wilkes with a fill there on lane 6. Kyle can strike out, looks like for 245. He's just finished up his 9th. Oh my goodness. An absolutely crippling 9-pin there from Malone. But I tell you, when you put them there often enough, sometimes even the good ones end up leaving a shot like that. Those are stingers. Let's see Dave Handwich getting him to go down there. Dave can also go out for 245. So we have a situation where the 2 bowlers, the number 2 bowlers on lanes 5 and 6 can both strike out and tie each other. but it looks like Jared has his man covered by quite the margin, and Tyler is going to do the same. So really, it is looking more and more like the team of Tyler Hearn, Kyle Wilkes, and first-time bowler Jared. Amreen. I'm going to say it right. Are going to be the guys in the finals. They're going to be the championship match. Once again, barring any disaster, which is always a possibility in bowling, as we know. So let's see Brandon Malone cover his 9-pin there. And once again, these are the returning champions. So they won last year. They can run it back again this year. They win. They keep doing it. So it's hard enough to make a NEBA cut, and then it's hard enough to win, let alone be back in the same position to do it again. So, but that's a lot of talent on that team. So as we see Zach Gentile clean up his single pin there. Really, if we end up seeing, I think if Jared puts the first 2 in there, it's really going to just drive it home, and I think the other guys could open it and still be just fine. So, see Chris Forey. Chris Forey is looking to get himself started on this left lane. If him or Isaiah figure out their opposing lanes, they're going to be very difficult to beat, and it's going to require the other teams to strike a lot. Pretty solid shot there. And it wiggled just a little. Oh, my goodness. Almost a crash. That's why we have the 2-lane courtesy, folks. But, oh, my goodness. Usually we have a pair separation, but just about gave Chris a heart attack. Both the strike almost gave him a heart attack, and then on top of that, the walk in there. So we have Jared stepping up here. And a fantastic shot. If you didn't know that Jared was a first-time NEBA bowler today, you would assume this man has already been doing this for years. Just by watching this game alone, his last game. And he's also battling a finger injury as well, from my understanding. So maybe you need to injure the finger more often, get some strikes out of it. As we see Dave just put 10 back there. But unfortunately, it looks almost like it's a little too late for his situation. So we see Aaron Major step up. And oh my goodness. An out of range 7-pin from Aaron Major. That's a lot of power for that pin to not fall. But desperately needed in the other camp just to create some score separation. I mean, these guys are so tight through here right now. Another shot from Dave Handlich there. And, if there's any way to knock yourself out of the event, if it's not a 7-10, I just don't know what it is. That's usually the nail in the coffin that makes you want to pack your bags. But you can't be sad, especially today. They've bowled phenomenal all day, not only leading qualifying, but making it quite pretty deep into the semifinals here for the finals in general. So congratulations to them. On a fantastic day of bowling, especially when you're coming up from New York. That's a lot of driving to do that, just to come up and not bowl well. So thankfully they have something to go home with. Another shot from Jared here, fantastic. Get the trip on the 4. Man, that's a 267 there for Jared. Little open frame there in the 8th. Didn't matter. I wish I could open for 260 more often. Dave's just kind of getting himself out of the way. And, they're going to take it home by quite a bit. It's already 649 to 593 on that pair, and they only have only Zach Gentile has to bowl for that team. So Aaron Major missing that 7-pin. That is costly. I would say no. That was a 7-pin. It looked like it fell in the gutter, but I don't know if we can run it back or not. I can't run it back on a live. I am not the tournament director. It was, if there was a time to need a slow motion camera, that was it. Yeah, no kidding. Tough hit there in general, overall. So good class act there for Aaron for really calling his own on this there. As Nathan comes back, hits the triple. At this point, it almost feels like a must-strike situation when you guys have Dave Kipperman on the right lane here. He's got a 6-bagger working on a 7th. They also have Forey, who finally figured out his lane 7 just enough to get a double. And I think Isaiah's got to be, this has got to be it. I mean, if he puts it there again, it has to go. So it really does feel like a must-break situation for the defending champions. We're just entering the 8th frame here. Dave Kipperman steps up, pretty solid shot. And boy, did the pins agree. Brandon Malone stepping up here. Brandon's on a spare, so any type of strike obviously helps somebody. Pretty reasonable shot, and that gets him to go. Like I said, if there was a lefty in the building today doing all the right things, it felt like Brandon. Fantastic bowler. Wonderful performance for him. As we're watching Kyle Wilkes and the other guys just kind of finish up there on lanes 5 and 6, pretty much a done deal for them. They will be moving on to the finals, to the championship match. So. Little balk action here from Isaiah. Always good to reset. It looks like he is throwing, from what I'm seeing here now, it looks like the danger zone solid, which is shined up. As we catch Aaron on lane 7, looking to pick himself back up. And if anything, he's going to get a chance to redeem himself for that dirty little 7-pin that happened on lane 8. You know, sometimes when the messenger doesn't go, it's almost a tell that the spare might not go well, too. Just another brutal wrap 7 from Isaiah on lane 8. But I tell you what, if they just fill some frames and keep trugging along, it seems like they're pacing to do the right thing here, but we'll see. Final score of, Aaron, back and forth. That is tough. I can definitely relate to the feeling of some open frames, and man, that just makes you want to scream. Let's see if Isaiah with a good fill frame. Your final score of the match on 5 and 6, the team of Hearn, Wilkes, and Amarine taking down the number 1 seed, 696 to about 630, it looks like here from seeing that, right? So, started out pretty tight match there, and then they really just took away with it. Thanks to the first time Neva bowler Jared. So, Mr. Amarine doing the right things. And we are just finishing up the 8th frame on lane 7 and 8. Chris Forey sitting on a double, his first double of the match. And boy, oh boy, is this a big one. I know it's early to call it, but man, when you need it to really just kind of rub their face and put some salt in it, that type of thing, this is the one. Great shot though. I mean, when you're throwing urethane today, I mean, like I said, there's not very many right-handed bowlers that I've seen throwing urethane, and that was my fear right there. So, and Chris is pretty much a master on the right side with the urethane, so it's no surprise that he's doing it. But sometimes you're going to get those hits right there. But, you know, good clean frame here, even things out. Then we'll head into the 9th and 10th and really get some action going here. Keep in mind, Dave Kipperman stepping up in the 9th on the left lane with 7 in a row, looking to make it 8. Once again, shout out to our sponsors, Grogmonster Sports. These are their title sponsors of the day, followed by our own Tony and Sue Reynaud. Tony, the legend. They put $1,000 into the prize fund today. Huge shout out to them. Always grateful. And Dave Kipperman is just lighting them up for his team. Dave punches out for 279 here, but that's not taken away from what Nathan DeMello is about to do. Nathan is stepping up to put 4 in a row, and this is huge for his team. Biggest string for his team thus far. An absolute can opener. And boy, does that team need every strike if they were looking to continue to defend. You can almost see, not going to say it's a look at defeat in their eyes, but you know, when the candle goes a little dim sometimes, it's hard to get it brightened back up. But they still have a little bit of life. Bowling's a crazy game. You never know. You see Isaiah stepping up on what we call his good lane. A fantastic shot. Fantastic shot from that man right there. Lots and lots of power. Speaking of more good lefties, we got Brandon Valone here. Once again, intercollegiate singles champion, Brandon Valone. And here's why. My goodness, when I tell you that he is the only lefty I was able to see kind of crossing some boards and be able to get the pins to cooperate, he was it. I mean, we've seen Aaron kind of doing the same thing a little later in the day, a little qualifying part of the day. He wasn't really able to get him to go. And Brandon really, I think it's just that softer hand helping to get through the front part of the lane, retain a little bit of energy down lane, and still kind of go through the pins the right way. I know he was aiming that tracer, the down lane tracer, the entire day, too. So we got Chris Forey stepping up here on lane 7, looking to still strike on lane 7. This will only be his second one. Pretty good. Oh, my goodness, an absolute monster 8-pin. That is a fantastic shot there, but oh my goodness, is that a break? Terrible break. Eight pins are always the stingers for me. Sometimes you can tell that they're supposed to be there, but man, when you put the high hard one in there, whew, does Aaron capitalize? He sure does. Fantastic shot by Aaron. The defending champions all sitting on strikes as they're about to head into the 10th frame, needing to put additional pressure on the team of Forey, Kipperman, and Thomas. But Kipperman's pretty much on cruise control at this point for his game. And Forey with a fill there. Just a quick run at it. It looks like Forey advantaged by about 20 pins or so as we head into this. Bunch of strikes up on the board. Dave Kipperman looking to continue his strength. Pretty good shot. Just a little high. Leaves a 2-7. Not the easiest make in the book. Just a little baby split action. And, man, if that's not a sandwich that, you know, most of the time you're okay with it. My man went split the next 8, and then unfortunate 2-7 there. Just a hair soft. The lanes are starting to hook a little bit, too. As we see Nathan DeMillo on a 4-bagger stepping up in the 10th for his team. A strike here is huge. That's pretty close. And gets another little mixer hit, throwing some pins around there. Put a 5-bagger on the board for him. Nathan goes out for 244. Hipperman spares here, and that will put him in the 250s. So only a 10-pin gap if both of these players mark out, or max out, I should say. It looks like Valone has advantage over Isaiah, despite Isaiah putting every shot there. But so did Valone. Valone's got a few extra pins on him there by about 20 sticks or so. And then the final part of that comes back down the swap between Aaron Major and Chris Forey. And that is why this match is so tight right now. Nathan DeMello stepping up on lane 7. That's another pretty good shot. Hits the 10 to fall, snaps it right out of there. Huge hit for the defending champions. Wonderful shot. Now Kipperman looking to fill the frame, save some damage. That looks like 2 to me. Fantastic spare. I got to tell you, if there's a high-pressure spare that you want to shoot at, I don't know that it's the 2-7, and he did it with no problem there. So hats off to Mr. Kipperman. And we already said we have Mr. DeMello stepping up here on lane 7 to finish it off. A strike here puts him at 244. Just a slight deficit to Mr. Kipperman. That's another really good one. Fantastic shot from Nathan. Fantastic. Now, if you guys seen Nathan's 4th and 5th frames of his ball getting behind it a little bit, next thing you know, he's rattling off a 7-bagger. All 10 from Kipperman here. And boy, that's a huge set of games between the two. Now, I know it's still in semifinals, but man, you would feel like this is a championship level match. just of how close these things are. Lots of scores up there, lots of great shots being made, some tough breaks. It's bowling, folks. Welcome to NEBA Bowling. Brandon Malone, shot on lane 7. Oh, a wrap 7 there for him off a pretty solid shot. Opening the door for Isaiah. Now, Isaiah has not struck on this lane yet. This could be the time to turn it around. And a mixer 10, something a little different than his previous hits. You would think that one go. Solid shot for him. Looking to fill his frame and keep the team close. Everything else is just, it's as neck and neck as it gets, folks. See Isaiah stepping up. This is a high pressure temp, and whether he knows it or not, sometimes you don't pay attention, you just go up and fill your frame, and he did exactly that. Kudos to him for shooting a spare across lane on this today, because the Bears are monsters when it comes to hooking across it. So Brandon Malone looking to fill a frame here. Textbook fill. Very good fill frame right there for Brandon. What we're looking at here, folks, we're looking at a 10-pin match. They both have a shot left in the 10th, but we are looking at a 10-pin match. Oh, another balk. Raising it high to the sky. Looking for another reset here. Not everybody can do that. Malone puts all 10 here to go 237. While Isaiah, if Isaiah strikes here, he's a Dutch 200, by the way. I don't know if that's been done on the stream before, but my goodness, he's much more deserving of a little higher score, I feel like, after watching him crush the pocket here a couple times. Malone strike here, 237. Yes, all 10 down for Malone. Once again, puts him at 237. Isaiah strikes here for 200 on the nose. Little outside. And gets 8. Puts him at a solid 198. And if you watch it in person, folks, you know that score is probably not quite conducive to the shots that he made. My guy bowled a fantastic game for a 198. Clean game, by the way, and only the second clean game on the board. Aaron Major on a strike, stepping up in the 10th. There is just a 12-pin gap. Aaron strikes, putting the pressure back on Chris Forey, whose team is currently the ones down by 10. Massive shot there. Catch another shot here from Mr. Forey. Forey working on a spare. Can go out for 218. Half 10 there. Looks like he knew it off his hand at very least. But oh my goodness, fantastic bowling for them. I see the frustration. We know it all too well, especially when you were having some you were given some opportunities there with some opens. But what does Aaron do here? Aaron puts 10 back, and that's going to do it, folks. That is going to do a run it back scenario for the returning champions. They are in your championship match, taking out Dave Kipperman, Chris Forey, and Isaiah Thomas. Fantastic bowling by them. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and get you guys set up with a commercial as we move over to lanes 9 and 10. Be sure to stay tuned. We're live to the finals next.
Yes, you're really good.
Let's keep it going. Yes.
We have to move.
No. You're fine. I can sit beside you guys. It's no big deal. I can literally sit where I was. It's commercial. Hey, that ball bounced pretty good.
how you feel.
It's winter too, so because the what's it in there? And he's transit.
Sorry about that, folks. Working on a new streaming platform this year. Didn't realize the commercials are automatically muted, so sorry about the no video or no audio there. But that is a commercial from our folks at Storm as well as the House Bowling. So we will go ahead and get you guys up with another commercial here shortly, so you know a little bit more about that as we're just adjusting some cameras here. Thank you very much to the man down there adjusting this, helping us out. Go ahead and get our championship banners all set up here. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see that semifinal match, that was intense for that second pair there. In our final match today, as they are getting ready to go through some things. They're going through the rules down there with each other, getting ready for the championship match. We're going to have Mr. Brandon Vallone, Aaron Major, and Nathan DeMello, your returning champions, taking on the team of Kyle Wilkes, Tyler Hearn, Jared Amrine. Jared was the guy with the front seven in his first NEBA, making putts. Front seven. Crazy. These guys are going to go ahead and get themselves started. Once again, guys, like and share this stream. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to witness the best bowlers in New England, period. If you think you're one of the best bowlers in New England and you're not bowling down here, sorry to tell you, you're not. You got to be involved in this scene, folks. You got to bowl against the best to say you are. If you didn't already run this down through word vomit, try again. If you didn't already see, today this was the pattern that these competitors were bowling on. So we'll go ahead and throw that up there for you guys.
Aaron's not about the chopping life.
You're bowling on the 2021 SYC Kansas medium pattern. They are broken down a little bit. They were supposed to bowl in the fresh, but unfortunately they had to move pairs. Some conflicts with the center there as open bowlers came in. But we like making a little room for open bowlers. Got to encourage these kids to keep coming out. So here's the pattern you guys are looking at. You see the middle of the pattern. This is the area that really seemed to stretch the whole lane out. I'm not sure if it was just pair to pair. It was really the topography of the center making it look so crazy. But I tell you, if you got it up into the middle part of that lane on certain pairs, it was never hooking. It was definitely getting behind the headpin. So these guys are getting warmed back up. Getting loose, if you will. This particular pair had 2 300 shot on it. Both of those 300s shot by the defending champions, Nathan DeMello, Aaron Major, and Brandon Vallone.
Word. So let me come back more. Yeah. Sonoma told them not to put it with 15, 16. And look at that. There's 21, 22, 23 all over. We're going to put people there. Yeah. Sounds about normal. Open play makes the money. I know.
While they're warming up here, folks, do want to get you guys to take a look at another little setup we got today. See what these guys are competing for. They're just getting their final shots of their practice in here real quick. Take you guys down here real quick. Take a look at these trophies. we have for our competitors today. These are fantastic looking. Obviously, that final big trophy back there goes to your player of the year. Dennis Bissonette knows what that's about. Man, these things look fantastic. Can't wait to get these guys to take a look at these. Whoever's hoisting those is going to be quite happy. So head back over here to the docking station as we get these guys rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is the 2026 Grogmonster Sports Trios event. We have the defending champions made their return and made it all the way to the finals. The lengths you have to go to just to get to the finals as any competitor is outrageous, let alone being the defending champions, being able to run it back. Defending champions Aaron Major, Brandon Vallone, Nathan DeMello, taking on the likes of Tyler Hearn, Kyle Wilkes, and first-time NEBA competitor Jared Amrine. They're just getting their last couple shots in here. But tell me who you guys are rooting for. Throw that in the comments. Show them some love. If you got somebody in the NEBA scene that you want to shout out, feel free to throw that down there too. If you didn't catch me say it already earlier, Aaron Major, part of your defending champion team, also a NEBA sponsor, Major Bowling. If you didn't check out Major Bowling, check them out. Look it up on Google. MajorBowling.com. See these guys get loosened up here. I am confident we're going to have an exciting match. It looks like all these guys know how to put the strike shoes on.
Met a more miserable person in your life?
And I got to tell you, I bowled next to all of them all day. As a matter of fact, I crossed with both of these teams today. And two of these the two squads, I crossed with Tyler Hearn in the one squad, and then I crossed with Aaron Major's team in the other squad. So that's amazing. I don't want to say anything, but it seems like crossing with your boy here automatically puts you in the finals. I wish I could have traded some shoes, but man, did they bowl fantastic all day. It'd be very interesting to see how lanes 9 and 10 play. I know pair-to-pair was very interesting throughout the day at East Providence Lanes and Rhode Island. But let me tell you, lane-to-lane on those pairs was also kind of a headache in some degree. So, got some shout-outs for Aaron Major, your East Region Player of the Year for the PBA. The guy's an absolute monster. If it wasn't for, I don't know, if it wasn't for the pattern or something like that, typically he is throwing nonstop messengers. Not necessarily always the thing that you want to see, but he is very good at it. Get those final things set up there. Another thing, if you guys want more information on NEBA, feel free to head over to bowlneba.com, or you're welcome to check us out on our Facebook page. Get a little more information about NEBA. If you want to become more competitive as a bowler, you have to come out and bowl NEBAs. If you want to get better in general, come out and bowl. NEBA is constantly running challenge and sport conditions throughout the season. And I need to tell you guys right out of the gate, just because it says challenge and sport on it does not mean it's not scoreable. It just means you need to get out here and learn how to score on them a little bit. There are some tricks of the trade, but if you're a part of the fans today, you would have got to see everybody around the building was still striking at will on something that is considered more of a challenge pattern. You got to get out here and learn how to bowl on them. We want you to be out here. We want to see a lot of new faces, and we want to see people get better. And that's what everybody's out here for, too. I tell you, if you're the first-time competitor and you're coming out and you're bowling, you can ask just about any NEBA member that's already a continued competitor how to play lanes or something along those lines. Talk to them about what they see. You know, we're all pretty good about helping each other out here. You know, at the end of the day, it's you versus the lanes, you versus yourself. So as we kick off our match, Jared Amrine on lane 9. And just a can opener of a shot right there, getting himself started. If we didn't tell you enough times already, this is Jared's first NEBA. So what a fantastic way to kick off your first NEBA, ending up in the finals. Nathan DeMello, lane 10. Absolutely crushing him. If we didn't remember, lanes 9 and 10 is exactly where Nathan shot 300 earlier. So my man is quite comfortable in the pair, but that can always turn pretty quick once the lanes start to break down. Kyle Wilkes, lane 9.
You see the fucking tire marks he left when you had 3 shots.
That one right there is exactly what we were talking about, folks. Gets just a little bit behind it to a 10 City. And this is only a 42-foot pattern, not a ton of volume. We're talking mid-20s for volume here. So the topography is what's playing and wreaking havoc with these types of things. I know it. As we see Brandon Balone, really, that I got to be honest, I've watched Brandon pretty much all day, and that's like the first errant shot I've seen from him, leaving that 2.78 there. Not the easiest conversions by any means, but probably a little easier than what this 2.810 is. As we've seen Kyle take out the 2.10 out of there. That's getting your count one way. Brandon Balone looking to clean up this a tiny split, but man, these are the ones that can get you. If you're somebody who can go out there and make spares like this to keep a game clean, you are an elite competitor. And that's exactly why. That is a tough spare to make. So back opens from opposing players. Keeps everything even. Tyler Hearn stepping up on lane 9. Zero Mercy Pearl. Also getting a little bit behind it, but getting a break there, kind of breaking up some splits. He's got a 10 pin left. That's Zero Mercy Pearl. Strong asymmetric shiny ball. Aaron Major looks like he's throwing the 3.0 Dynasty. Could be wrong there. Actually, no. No, actually, it does look like maybe Aaron did change. I have to go down and take a look at that. Aaron does come away with a strike. Ladies and gentlemen, like the stream. I want everybody to see this championship match. These New England bowlers are something to watch. Good fill frame there by Tyler Hearn. And it looks like Aaron's throwing a sanded special effect, if I remember. If I could see right.
Figure it out.
Special effect.
Huh?
Special effect.
Yeah. This is my first sanctioned game throwing the ball. I've owned it for
Got surface on it. Yeah, it looks like it's got looks like it has a little bit of surface on it. Yeah, that is the special effect Aaron Major is throwing there. He said this is the first game he's ever thrown with it. As we see Jared step and absolutely run him down. Ladies and gentlemen, if I didn't already say it once, man, it's got a lot of axis rotation and on a pattern where it's really easy to get behind it. It blows my mind that he's able to control it so well. And his ball is just going through the pins and doing all the right things, especially in these finals. Nathan DeMello on a strike. Stepping up to put a double up for his team. Match. Emery. Pretty good shot right there. Dirty high flush from Nathan. Once again, we already said it. My man did shoot 300, so he's just continuing his strike string on lanes 9 and 10. Kyle Wilkes looking to step up, seeking a little bit of redemption from that first shot where he kind of got behind it. See if he makes any type of adjustment to get it to go through the pins. That one got just a little further right. Does get the light mixer out of it. I promise you're going to see some adjustment out of that even, as that one still wanted to accelerate through the middle part of the lane there. You really want to get it to slow down the mid lane to do the right thing here. Brandon Balone also looking to make up for that little error. And you're seeing the lane hook just a little earlier for him. Also very interesting. Why I say that is no one has bowled on that pair since they last came off of it. The semifinals were held on 5 through 8, the finals being on 9 to 10. See Tyler Hearn stepping up on lane 10. Working as he's on a spare. And yeah, it gets him to go through the pins the right way there for sure. Throwing that Zero Mercy Pearl. Just to give you guys a rundown a little bit of what we see of some of our competitors throwing. We got Kyle Wilkes, looks like he's throwing the Brunswick Energize. Yeah, Brandon's cleaning things up with the Purple Hammer there. I believe he's throwing an Effector. Brandon's throwing an Effector on his first shots. Aaron Major on the left lane only. This man is a maniac. Left lane only has gone to that 3.0 Dynasty. Very strong, standard asymmetric ball. Not quite what the Zero Mercies are, But as you know, the Widows are pretty strong in general. Just a little smoother.
I like Baja Blast.
Oh my goodness! Somebody clean these pin decks. Aaron didn't quite get the hit there. You know, that much power, it always makes you want to know how in the world those pins don't fall.
Well, I got another.
Just working through our out of range there. Ladies and gentlemen, great time to like and share the stream if you haven't already. Let's get those viewer numbers up. Let's see these guys get some of the attention they deserve. All of these guys I know to work on their games quite hard. And to compete against the level that we have out here is no easy task. If you didn't catch it earlier, I already said we had 60 teams show up, 3 people apiece, so 180 bowlers turning out for the first meet of the year, fighting the will to stay away from the blizzard that is incoming tomorrow evening. But we're out here, we bowl, we get it done. We had 12 match play finalists. Our number 1 seed already gone. Number 2 seed already gone. We are into, I believe, our number 12 seed. And let's see.
155 for non-trip 6.
Yeah, this is our 12 seed versus the 10 seed. So the bottom of the pack for the guys who made the cut. That's what tells you. All you got to do is get in the finals. And you got a chance to make it all the way. Aaron with a clean frame right there. We got Nathan DeMello stepping up to continue his rampager strikes on lanes 9 and 10. I already said earlier in the round of 8, my man shot 300, which running the pins over. Absolutely running the pins over. Let's see if he still likes it.
I work for a hospital. I work from home doing like.
That's pretty good. He is also throwing a 3.0 Dynasty. I feel like we see a lot of those going down the lane today.
Stop begging.
He's also looked pretty good in that I Am Bowling jersey. If you didn't already know, go over to bowlingneva.com. We have a code there for you to head over to I Am Bowling and get your own jersey. 20, I believe it's 25%. It's 20 or 25%. But we have some discounts through I Am Bowling. Please go take a look at those. They are also the sponsor of our first 5-man Baker event, or 5-person Baker event, I should say, later in the season. And ladies and gentlemen, if I tell you now, you got to remember that is going to be the event of this season. I know we had some majors and other things like that, but nothing is going to draw the excitement like that 5-person team event. Brings me back to the college days. Those team events were outrageous. If they're going to let you put 5 talented members on the same team, you're going to get some crazy scores. I guarantee it. There's all kinds of excitement out of that. As we see Brandon Malone stepping up. Looks like a ball change for him. And to me, that is a stronger piece. I'm not 100% sure if I like that move. It looks like it had some fresh surface on it too. I could be wrong, but just guys, sit a little further back. That is the Equinox Solid. If I seen that right, I'll double check as it comes back up the return here, but it definitely looked like it. Good clean spare from Jared there. First time NEMA member once again, guys, making his way to the finals. If that doesn't tell you that just because you're not used to competing at NEMA that you can't come out here and do some damage against some of the best in the New England area, I don't know what else does.
Nice.
Brandon's probably just going to look to clean up too here. Usually this early in the match, we're just trying to get some pins together. And he gets 2. He gets 2. Very nice 2 there. Kyle Willis he's on a strike, looking to step up and capitalize on that now. His cross opponent has opened now twice versus once. Kyle Wilkes rolling that 2-pin, and this is back-to-back frames from Kyle that we have seen that ball get behind the head pin a little bit. Now, it does seem he is rolling it a little bit more. It is a little cleaner piece. I believe that is the Brunswick Energize, if I remember seeing that right. At least I know he had one on there. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And it's the same thing. That is 2-pin territory. The other one got away with a little bit of a light mixer. This one could have rolled the 2. All the same. Now we see Aaron Major stepping up on the right lane, on lane 10. Still throwing that Santa special effect. No issues getting the 7-pin out of there. We even had some reassurance coming across the deck, as he tends to do. Now we're looking to see Kyle Wilkes step up and fill up his frame. A little more circle on that one too. So, and even the spare flirted with accelerating through the middle part of the lane there with that shinier piece. I think, unless he's not going to make a little bit of a move, Kyle Wilkes is in need of making a ball change or softening the speed a little bit. Found that if you soften the speed, you're able to take advantage of that little bit of friction there. To some extent, there was even some lanes you couldn't do that. Now we have Tyler Hearn stepping back up, throwing that Zero Mercy Pearl on lane 9, working on a strike, trying to make it a double. Fell off of that one. And yeah, mixed it up. 8 falls late. What a massive break this early. And we keep seeing it, ladies and gentlemen. 9 and 10. At least from the people throwing the shinier pieces, the ball is getting behind the head pin. I'll call it now. I think for the people who are right-handed, other than Jared, it looks like he's actually even he's throwing a piece that's a little duller. But I think the righties need to be either softening their speed or getting into a ball with a little bit more surface to blend this out a little bit. It is so tough to get the balls to do the right thing when they're coming in a little late on this. They don't really come to you until that defined friction works up, and then you're already on top of the defined friction, and it just eats and it yanks you left. A shot there from Jared. Getting it to go down. Jared, not forgetting how to put on his strike shoes, has gone double 9-spare strike through the first 4 versus his cross competitor there, Nathan DeMello, on the first 3. Nathan, remember, came off of a 300 on this pair just 2 games ago. And Nathan is throwing a great shot. And that is, once again, obviously Nathan is a little further right, but he is in a ball with surface. He is in a sanded ball. He's in that 3.0 dynasty. And we'll see what Kyle Wilkes does here. Maybe he'll quiet me down. Another shot if he's stuck in that energize. Looks like he did. Looks like, once again, even that one. Now, I know that seemed like a bad break, but he got that one a little further right. And typically on this pattern, the friction is a little further right. So if you get it right early, it is able to stand up and start heading back in the right direction. I think it's still a little lazy. I think it's still a little clean. I think it gets through it a little too much. And then we find Brandon Balone still actually fighting the opposite way now. I think this is the first time all day I've seen Brandon go high. And he's gone high a couple times now. It's actually pretty crazy because his ball has plenty of back end, too. It's obviously seeing it a little sooner. And it's continuing stronger. So he's throwing that effector. It almost needs to be like in a weaker piece in general. So that's tough. You're going to see a clean frame there for Kyle. We are just halfway through the 4th frame. We have Tyler Hearn and Aaron Major are going to be finishing out the 4th frame here for us. We'll get a little recap on what the scores are going to be for these guys. Good filled frame there for Brandon Balone. Tyler Hearn stepping up, working on a spare. Needs to get a strike going. And trick 4 for Tyler Hearn as he slaps that one out. Definitely a needed hit for him. I know it's early on, but any little bit helps early. Get some momentum going for these guys as they are facing the returning champions, rather. The defending champions who have made it all the way. That's a tough task to say. So got Aaron back on that left lane there. Getting the light mixer hit to go. If you could get that hit to go on the pairs that are tight, you were winning. And that is why we see these guys here. A lot of the time they were able to do it. Jared stepping up on that left lane. Little light. Didn't quite get that ball slowed down, and that's what I was talking about there with with that amount of rotation. And I almost think he missed at the bottom a little bit too. So that much rotation with miss at the bottom, it's going to leave you. I mean, at least the 2-4-5, not the easiest pair in the world, but it's definitely not, you know, the bucket, which has that back in there to cover. So I think that'll be a pretty textbook hit there, as we see Nathan DeMello stepping up in the right lane, front 4, making it 5. If you didn't know, this is 17 in a row on 9 and 10 for Nathan DeMello. He is lighting this pair up. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, like and share this stream if you haven't already. I want to make sure these guys get all the attention that they deserve for the phenomenal bowling that they've been doing all day. Little spare right there. A little worried for some. Didn't seem like he had any issue with filling that frame. As we see Brandon Balone, see what type of adjustment he makes in order to get this ball to get to the front part of the lane and still retain. So did he just move deeper? Fantastic shot. I'm sure there's a sigh of relief as that one went through the pins there. Something to look forward to. Great shot by Brandon. Kyle Wilkes stepping up now. Kyle has been fortunate in some extent to be able to not necessarily split off of some of those hits that were behind the head pin. So really, he needs to make some type of adjustment, see if he moves a little further right. And ladies and gentlemen, same thing there. I don't know if it's as able to be clearly seen on the stream. That one, once again, got just a little behind it. It's a little behind it. It's not much. These shots could go. But when it comes to packing 10, like some of these other shots here, and really having that controlled motion, like that one right there, Aaron Major still throwing a sanded special effect. Once again, he did say that this is his first sanctioned game with that particular ball, and that one went through the pins pretty solid. Kyle Wilkes looking to fill his frame. Good solid filled frame as we're just about to start wrapping up the 5th frame. So as soon as we get through this 5th frame, we'll give you guys a little bit more of an idea of who's heading away. A lot of strikes on the board. A lot of strikes. A couple opens, but lots of X's on that board right now. We're going to give that advantage to the returning champion so far. Really depends on what Tyler Hearn does here. Tyler working on a strike, needing a double to put some pressure back on that opposing team, who does not seem to be letting up. Really, their only missing link there is Berg alone. So it looks like he might be figuring out. That's a pretty good shot. And even that one got behind it just a little bit. It's such a touchy area to get into, so. Tyler Hearn wins today. That would make 3 titles for Tyler Hearn. It's already a multi-titleist. Aaron Major currently has 4 titles. So this will put Aaron in the 5-time titleist category. Huge category to be in. Lots of pleasant company to be around there. Jared stepping up here. Another light mixer hit for him, slapping that one out. Well-deserved, too, as he that puts up a single for him. He was working on a spare. It looks like we have about a 25 pin match as we're headed into the back half of this game. Nathan DeMello, talking him up, already has 2 titles. This will make his 3rd, as Nathan is on the front 5, stepping up on lane 9 to put the 6th down. 6. And a can opener it up again, baby. That is 18 in a row on lane 9 and 10. I tell you what, if I had to catch him on this pair right now, I wouldn't dare. Kyle Wilkes, I believe this would just put him down as his 2nd title. He won his 1st last year. And if you didn't remember, I believe Kyle was right back in the semifinals.
I don't know what you want me to do. It's not tomorrow. If I see you at match play, you're good. You're not. He stood up and said, oh, maybe it has a chance. You're learning.
like Rock and I had the first ball in the fucking potential league.
That's fine. It ain't my problem. I guarantee you. I would put every dollar that is not in my wallet. Because I have no money in my pocket. I said not in my wallet. I have no money in my pockets. It's just in my wallet. Change. Change on the left lane after striking with the special effect on the left. Oh. I might still get burned.
I am embarrassed to say.
Oh, rodeo. That's what I mean. I don't want to sit down. I want to go to bed.
Are we back? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I was chatting away for about 10 minutes there. I'm not sure how long I left you, but the mic system died. My apologies there. But we're back. We're back, I promise. As we are tuning back into the action, we have Jared Emery putting 10 back there, getting himself to a double to help his team. We have Nathan DeMello on the front 7. Brandon Malone still trying to figure things out. Looks like he had the right lane in the last shot. Didn't quite have the left lane figured out yet. Does he have it here? Oh my goodness, a wrap 7 there. Sorry about all the silence for me there. I swear, I was just chatting away. Had no idea. We have Kyle Wilson. We didn't already talk about it. Kyle was struggling with that ball getting behind the head pin. He did make a change on the right lane in his last shot. Same thing there. At the very least, got him to mix up and put something together for him. Kyle, that's his first strike, but my man can punch out still for a solid 20, 26 it looks like. Tyler Hearn stepping up as the creative coach. He is the guy in command for striking right now on their team. Leader, I didn't already tell you, Brandon Malone becomes a 3-time titleist with a win here today. Nathan DeMello also becomes a 3-time titleist here with a win today. Aaron Major is going to become part of the 5-time club that he ends up sealing. Tyler Hearn puts himself into, I believe, 3-time titleist, if I didn't already say. Jared, it's his first NEBA. He's already in the finals, and I think that's insane. Obviously, this win today put him in the elusive 1-tier category. Kyle Wilkes, on the other hand. Oh my goodness, as we see Tyler Hearn get the big break for a 4-bagger, putting his team on all strikes going into the 8th frame.
I mean, look at this. They were on 50-something now for 20 after Aaron. No, 30 after Aaron.
Aaron Major stepping up on a 4-bagger, looking to connect for 5. And a massive break right back. It all evens out. Both players, for their respective teams across from each other, pretty much dead even for the most part. Aaron's got a little bit of a lead over Hearn for an individual. But yeah, both of them catching that break there. That is huge. Nathan DeMello stepping up on lane 9 and 10 once again. Front 7 looking to connect for 8. If you caught it earlier, he already shot 300 on this pair in the match play. And dead flushes this one. I'm sure he is thrilled to have the front 8 now. That puts 20 in a row on 9 and 10 for Nathan DeMello. Massive. I'm going to say, man, just a massive help for his team right now hitting this pair. But it evens out a little bit because Brandon Malone seems to be struggling trying to find the right line. And we see a 4-pin for first timer Jared hammering. Looking to just fill it up. Brandon Malone connects here. He figures this out. I'm going to lock them in. Oh my goodness. And a 7-9 for Brandon Malone, who has gone high several times on this lane 9. And the one that he doesn't, bites him. That is bowling, folks. I swear, every time. That is a tough lead. But his teammates are helping him out. So this is still a tight match, despite a big split there for Brandon. We are halfway through the 8th frame here. We do see a lead still through the DeMello, Malone, and Major camp, despite that open there. Kyle Wilkes now on a strike. He's pretty much the, I'm not going to call him the one man because that doesn't sound very good, but he is the guy who is finding a little bit of struggle to put together 2 to get a double going, and now is his chance. Can he get this right lane to cooperate and go for the pins? Once again, if you had to put my mind in there, I would say you got to slow the ball speed up. You got to soften it up a little bit. He looks a little firm. Looks like he's gone after just a little much, and it's just making these balls scoop behind him just a little bit more. Fantastic shot from Aaron Major. Gives him 6 in a row as we head into the 9th frame. DeMello on the front 8. Ball's still struggling a little bit, but his teammates seem to be holding him up. As Kyle Wilkes takes out 2 out of the 2-8-10 again, the hard way. Tyler Hearn is basically, even though he is striking, he's still in a must-strike situation for his team. They have to start putting pressure back on the defending champions. Because DeMello and Major are locked. Tyler's pretty locked too. Tyler is on a 4-bagger as he looks to round out his 8th frame. God damn it. That one does. That one can opener right up, a little light mixer action. Keeping a 5-bagger, keeping his team alive at the end of the day. Not saying if he didn't strike there, it was game over, but man, it is hard to look over that other screen right now. If you see what I'm seeing, it is a lot of X's in the other team, with the exception of Malone. He looks like he's pancaking between them. Jared Amrine stepping up. First Neva needs a strike. He's working on a spare. Through 8. Pacing to 30. Oh, that was a little bit of a tug. And he gets the hit too. I tell you, when you need the hit, that's what I want. I want to yank it over my toe and get all 10. Jared strikes out for 230 as we have Nathan on the front 8. And ends up getting a 9 count there. That was a pretty wild set of hit action to get 9. Sick run from him. He had front 8 there, so base out for 270. Kyle Wilkes, once again, I think he needs his ball speed to get slower. It has to get slower in order to do hits. It looks softer. Man, that was a much more deserving shot than what the vicious wrap 10. Much better shot. He's looking to build the frame, and he needs help from the opposing team.
Just let it play out.
Knowledge rounding out of the 9th there. Like I said, he strikes out. Hilly's going to put himself at 279. Massive games. Aaron Major also working on taking pace to 80. Still frame here. Like I said, guys, without seeing all the X's up there, you have to understand that it's so easy to get the ball behind the head. And
You just start throwing shit.
if anything, you almost try to grab it a little harder to get it. Makes it kind of skate a little longer. You see Brandon Paul in this right lane, still looking for his, not his first strike, but his second strike. And it is just so difficult to get that ball to get down lane for him right now. This is something to watch. I crossed with him earlier, and I tell you, we are on a very hooking pair, and it seemed like he was getting through pretty effortlessly. So to see him be able to struggle a little bit, not going to call that lane very something very interesting, especially somebody whose hand as soft as this.
Left it in the bucket too long.
Bird on a five-bagger looking to step up, needs it to keep his team back in this match. Push that one right through the face there. Leaving the 6-9-10. Make most fair for sure, not quite helping out the deficit department. Good, clean conversion there by Brandon. Not always wanting to shoot a 2-4-7 or for the righties 3-6-10. A very good fill frame there. I gotta be honest, I think two strikes here, and outside of it, really well, really lock it up. There, Tyler.
Give me like.
Strikes here. I think it's them. That was oh my goodness! He sends the messenger to get the 7-pin out, putting him in prime position to go in the 10th frame and pace out for the game. Going into the 10th, we have a score of 590 from your defending champions to a 539. Fantastic bowling by both of these today. Like I said, I got to talk with both of them in qualifying. They've been doing this all day, so this isn't anything new. Very fitting that they will be in the final. Oh my goodness, Jared! Jared just absolutely smacking the 7-9 out of that. Nathan Mello saw the 10 out. That's a huge hit right there. That is not going to say it again, boys, but I feel like that's pretty much blocking it up. These guys are looking hard to beat. Even despite Brandon finding some struggles on that lane 9 and 10, I mean, it looks rough to try to get the ball through the front and middle part of the lane for him. But I mean, his teammates are absolutely doing the work. But make no mistake, Brandon sure helped get them there today. He popped up 300 in qualifying. Something to watch there for sure. Nathan is just accustomed to shooting 300 on this pair. Jared stepping up here, second shot. So double, we're going to make it through.
That place isn't great. That location could be worse.
Shot there for the most part. A little high. What are you going to do? He's going to force him. He's still going to walk away with a solid 220 game out of that. That's a run through the ninth.
If he's not going to try, anything that'll get down the lane? Do you have anything that'll get down the lane?
They're leaving that 9-pin. Man, his ball just kept rolling through those pins like a truck. That's crazy.
If he's 7-9,
if you guys didn't already catch it, we are going to be back tomorrow for the Sports Investor Doubles presented by Field Electric.
That wasn't
I had it in there. Going on a little different pattern, same type of format.
just walk away. You're up.
We love these dual event weekends. Lots of bowling during the weekend, but hey, what's more important is we get to see all of our fellow competitors. I think people like that just as much as the bowl. Kyle will step up here. Really, if it's me,
Get in.
I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get my ball. Slow down and if I could match up the ball speeds between these past two shots and the shots prior, it's got to be at least a half a mile an hour. The balls to slow down. That's the right way.
That's not trapping it.
And that's another one. That's another one on lane 9. I feel Brandon. I'm still a little confused on what we would have to do for to get that the right way. But still, I gotta be honest with you guys. It's still not on us. Kyle Wilkes strikes out here. Perfect situation. What a good shot by Kyle Wilkes. Brandon Williams needs to step up and fill a frame. That's a 2. That's 2.
Throw the purple. Just throw the purple. Just don't wipe it off. Just keep it on the lane.
Gallery putting in some insight. I was stepping up. Block out 24. Dude, that was a little fast. Like I said, that's the one to see, but that's right there.
Oh my God.
And Brandon looking at getting 8 here. So
That still wasn't trapping it.
it's the 10th frame.
Aaron needs one.
We see Anthony have a
All we need
30,
is one pin, Rodney.
just 30 pins.
I was so happy I'm grooming because I get to talk about that for the next like
7
30
air
minutes.
strikes out for 280. Jared on the left lane, or on the opposite lane, 226. Wilkes. Tyler Hearn in a must-strike situation. Oh my goodness, a brutal 7-pin. And that will about do it. My goodness. What a fantastic. Wilkes is with 18 of Tyler Hearn. Fantastic shot there. Our defending champions have sealed the deal and ran it back. You know what that means? They're back again next year, ladies and gentlemen. It feels great to go back and run it back with your team. That is a fantastic day of bowling. And just, if we're saying it honestly, defeating the odds to be able to get back and run it back into the finals. Wonderful bowling by these guys all day. Hats off to them. Feel free, go nuts in the comments. Shout these guys out. They both are amazing all day. Their team has had not one but 2 300s throughout the day. Lots of messengers thrown. Lots of amazing shots. Very impressive things
Dude, it's 9 o'clock. Nobody wants to see this. Buddy shut all
watching
day.
Aaron grab these last shots here. We even get Tyler's last shot. They both amazing all day.
No.
The 2-point dynasty there. Fantastic ball. And Aaron finishes 259. Aaron Major also he both get credit. Tyler finished out. Aaron placed third there. So, I mean, he's also on a heater. Once again, shout out to Aaron Major, Nathan DeMello, Brandon Malone for running back that title defense. They're going to be back next year. We appreciate you all watching. Thank you to our sponsors, Grogmonster Sports, Tony and Suzanne Reynaud, Storm, Roto Grip, 900 Global Bowling, and the House Bowling, who powered our live stream today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Be sure to check us out again tomorrow for the East Coast Sports Invitational Cup. Have a good night.